had a quiet first half. Nice shuffle pass to Bennett, and he slams it home for a deuce. 38-32, white team finally showing some offensive life here in the third quarter. As we reach the 8-minute mark, Marlowe, nice drive to the bucket, partially blocked by Bennett, and they're going to get a foul. They're going to get it on Grigonis, who came from behind. Bennett was fronting on the play. So Marlowe will head to the line. Marlowe, the 6'2 guard out of France, connects on the first. He took part in the under-16 Turk Telecom tournament last February and really had a breakout party in that game, in which he scored 18 points, grabbed 14 rebounds, and had 4 assists. He had a double overtime thriller. 7:49 remaining. BETANCOURT orchestrating the offense. Really set the tone in the first half as Bennett and Yankeidis get tied up. No foul. Here's Morrow back the other way. Leaves it underneath for Sanchez, and he reverses it in for a layup. 38-35. Black team trails by 3. And they have set the tone here in the third quarter. BETANCOURT trying to take it himself. Nice feed inside to Bennett. Tries to stretch out for the dunk, but we're going to get a foul. So they're going to get Yankeidis with another personal. Yankeidis, 6'7" out of Lithuania. As Bennett in and out on the first. Bennett, one of the 3 Canadians in this game. Bennett, Notice, and Pangos all represent the cadet national team that has qualified for the under-17 championships in Germany later this summer. Here's Mueller. Resets to Yankeidis as Morrow sets up. Good look, straightaway 3. That rattles around the rim and in. Ring it up for Charlie Morrow, and all of a sudden we are knotted at 38 with 7 minutes and counting here in the third quarter. They trailed by as many as 15 in this game, and just like that, the black team back into it. An 11-2 run. Bennett, though, puts an end to the run with a 15-footer. Anthony Bennett, not just known to be a post player, also does a solid job showing his range. Here's Mueller setting it up for Morrow. Morrow's done a nice job getting the black team back into it. And they're going to say he stepped out of play, so we'll head back to the white squad with 6.5 remaining. 41-38. Bennett was awarded a triple on that last bucket. 6'7", has plenty of range. Here's Notice, right-handed hook in the lane, can't get the roll, stays with it. And Notice fights his way to the bucket to draw the foul. So Notice will earn a trip to the line. Foul's going to go against Mueller. That is his first and the team's third as Notice connects on the first. And Notice is not set yet on a college, but according to multiple reports, Syracuse seems to be the front runner. He wants to stay close to home. Syracuse not far from Ontario. And also Leo Rowdens, who is the head coach of the Canadian national team, went to the same high school that Notice went to at St. Michael's. So there's that connection to Syracuse. Leo Rowdens' son Andy just finished up his collegiate career with the Orange. As Yankeidis went down for the rebound and was fouled. So the black team very aggressive, crashing the boards. They're going to say this foul was on the floor, so they will stay with it. Here's Pangos. Mueller sets up for 3 and connects. Malik Mueller putting on a show here in the second half. And the black team back within 2, 43-41. And we have an injured player on the floor. Training staff taking a look at Grigonis. Marius Grigonis, the 6'6" forward from Sabonis Academy in Lithuania, being helped off the court. So we will try to keep you updated on his status throughout the rest of this contest. Remember, only 8 players on a team. So the white team, which had as big of a 15-point advantage, now down to 7 players, depending on the availability of Grigonis. As we move late here in the third quarter, 5:52 remaining. And the black team down by 2. This may be another opportunity for the black team to get back into the thick of things. Grigonis, certainly a solid contributor, specifically on the defensive end, and he has drawn comparisons to Sacramento Kings forward Andres Nocioni in terms of his style of play. Another whistle away from the basketball that's going to go against Bennett, who is using the elbow for leverage on the far side of the lane. So that is the 4th on Bennett. And remember, Maracos had 4 before we even got to the half. He has yet to step on the court. So Morrow looking to tie the game here for the black team or take the lead. Nice move by Yankaitis, and he lays it in for a deuce. We are knotted now at 43 with 5:23 remaining here in the third quarter. Here's Ebro working on Morrow, takes it to the hall, in trouble, kicks it out to Bettancourt, puts up the triple, in and out. Loose ball tapped around, and Morrow will clear it out. Morrow down the right side of the lane, nice pass intended for Sanchez, lost it but recovered and just couldn't finish. So the white team now a chance to regain the lead here. Here's Ebro. Kicks it out to Notice. Notice, wide open look from the corner. Rattles around the rim and in for a long 2. Dwayne Notice puts the white team back in front, 45-43. Morrow looking to answer from downtown. Short. Rebounded by Bennett. And Bettancourt, as he has done effectively throughout the course of this game, will slow things down. Ebro, miscommunication there with Bennett as the ball went right off his fingertips out of play. And it looks like they'll get a substitution. Alexandre Chasang will come in. Anthony Bennett will take a seat. For the black team, Jorge Sanchez heads to the bench. In for him, Jean Toupane out of Senegal. Here's Pangos. Kicks it in the corner to Mueller. Mueller has had the hot hand this time. Can't connect. Ebro in the open court. Weaving out of traffic. Feeds it inside to Ohms, who lays it up and in. Albert Ohms getting on the board. 47-43 now in favor of the white team. Ohms out of Spain plays for Juventud Badalona. And immediately answering back on the other end is Yankaitis, who's had a couple of easy hoops underneath. 47-45, white team still in front. Bettancourt, one-on-one on Pangos. This has been a fun matchup to watch. Pangos gets the best of Bettancourt there. And Ohms will reset. Bettancourt looking for an opening. Can't get it off just as the shot clock expired. Here's Pangos. Nice feed cross court to Mueller. Can't finish on the lay-in, and it's rebounded by Ohms. Ohms digging deep into his arsenal of tricks, stolen by Morrow. And Morrow will lay it up and in. Knotted at 47 once again as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the third quarter. The white team has been unable to pick up where it left off in the first half. Here's Notice. Nice feed to the cutting Chasang. Can't finish. And Morrow will look to clear it out. Well, Morrow fouled at the timeline. So foul's going to go against Ebro. So Morrow will head to the line with a chance to convert at the charity stripe. Take a look at Miles Simon, head coach of the black team. It's his first year coaching in the Jordan Brand International Classic, the former University of Arizona product. He then became an assistant coach under Lute Olson after he finished his playing days. His professional career cut short due to injury as Morrow knocks down the free throw. Can't convert on the second. Nonetheless, black team, though, in front 48-47. Here's Notice. Finds an opening and lays it up and in. Dwayne Notice, out of Canada, living up to his expectations. A highly touted guard north of the border. Here's Pangos. Switches hands, can't finish. Loose ball tapped around, and Yankaitis is there to clean it up. So 50-49 in favor of the black team. 2:14 remaining here in the third quarter. Here's BETANCOURT. Feeds it in the corner. Chisang can't connect from downtown. Rebounded by Tupain. And the black team looking to attack back the other way. Here's Yankaitis. Puts up the triple in and out. Yankaitis already with a double-double. 12 points, 11 rebounds. Here's Notice. Notice feeds it inside to Chisang, and Chisang fouled before he got the shot off, so they'll wave that bucket off. As Chisang was bumped prior to the release. Foul's going to go against Pangos, and Miles Simon switching things up with his lineup is Morocco's seeing his first action here in the second half. He's 6'7" forward out of Greece. Back in, he has 4 personals. Also back in is Artur da Silva from Brazil. Notice off the inbounds, short, rebounded by his fellow Canadian Kevin Pangos. Pangos leads Morocco's to the bucket. They're going to wave the bucket off, though, due to a traveling violation, and it will head back to the white team. Pace of this game has really settled down here in the second half. The white team just dominated in the paint in the first half, 22-6, but the opportunities have not been there here in the second half. Black team has done a nice job in terms of adjusting. Here's Ebro straight away, off the mark, rebounded by Tupain. And black team looking to run, a chance to pad its cushion. De Silva in the open court, feeds Pangos. Tupain takes over, nice drop step down the lane, the floater off the mark. Will the second try be a charm? No, it won't. And it's rebounded by Chisang. The white team clears out. And they have gone cold here in the third quarter as we are under a minute remaining. Here's BETANCOURT. Tried to feed it cross court as the defense collapsed on him. And it results in a turnover. Pangos looking over to Simon. Will now set up the play. Feeds Yankaitis. Yankaitis off the drop step. High bank shot, no good, but there was a foul. So Morocco's will have a chance to head to the charity stripe. Foul was on Chisang. Morocco's, as we mentioned, picked up 4 personals in the first half alone. Very strong front court player, made a name for himself at the camp in Istanbul. Considered more of a 4 than a 5 in terms of his position. But he's very mobile and physical down low. So he can play on the high post, he can shoot from the outside, and here he knocks down the first free throw. 51-49 in favor of the black team. A complete 180 in this game. White team set the tone in the first half, led by as many as 15. And here in the third quarter, with 24 seconds remaining, it's the black team up by 3. BETANCOURT looking for Notice, tightly guarded by Mueller. Off-balance jumper, off the mark, rebounded underneath by Ohms. Ohms, though, denied an opportunity there by Pangos. Pangos weaving in and out of traffic, feeds De Silva too far underneath the bucket. And they're going to say last touched by the black team as it hit the backboard. So we'll head back on the opposite end. Notice at the buzzer, no good off the back iron, and that will do it. 3 quarters in the books. It's the black team now in front, 52-49 here in the Jordan Brand International game, which you are watching right here on the High School Basketball Network. I'd like to thank the following sponsors for their help with this webcast: Jordan Brand, NYCHoops.net, HoopConnection.com, New York Metropolitan AAU, and the Empire All-Stars, Northeast Hoops. Want to remind you that you can order high-definition DVDs for these games and all of our previous broadcasts by heading to hsbnetwork.tv or jordanbrandclassic.tv. Catch you up with some of the latest scoring leaders. Mueller for the black team with 19 points. Notice on the white side with 16 points and 8 rebounds. And Yankaitis, who we mentioned, with a double-double for the black team, 12 points, 11 rebounds. Opportunity tonight for the international players to step on the garden court, make a name for themselves here in the United States. Most of these players are about 15 to 16 years old, and certainly doing a solid job showcasing their skills. So we enter the fourth quarter with the black team in front by 3, 52 to 49. Black team shooting 31% from the field, and that includes 31% from downtown. White team, on the other hand, shot 50% in the first half, but now it is down to 44%. They're shooting 31% in the second half. And they are ice cold from downtown. White team now 1 for 11 from beyond the arc. Black team struggling too. They are just 5 of 16. So Yankaitis, the only one with a double-double thus far. 8 rebounds, though, for Notice, so he is the next one on his way to a double-double. He's got 16 points. As the white team in possession to start with BETANCOURT, Canducci, Ebro, Notice, and Ohms. Ebro loses the ball. Here's Miller as he tried to split through 2 defenders, but lost control. A big spark plug for the black team here in the second half. A big reason why they are up by 3 is Mueller's 19 points. So we'll stay with them. They're going to say the white team touched it last. Pangos to inbound. Here's Mueller, catch and shoot off the mark, and it's rebounded by Ohms. Leads Notice to the bucket, and he slams it home lightly with 2 hands. So the white team back within 1, 9.5 remaining, fourth quarter. Here's Pangos. Pulls up for the long 3, in and out, rebounded by Margakos, and he lays it in. 54-51, 3-point game. BETANCOURT on the left wing. Pull-up jumper, partially blocked by Pangos. No, they're going to say, no, one official now is going to overrule the other. Initially, they thought it was an air ball, but Pangos did deflect the basketball. So we'll stay with the white team. Jorge Sanchez back in. Payne takes his seat. 9 on the shot clock. Here's BETANCOURT. BETANCOURT off the baseline. Nothing but net. Nice smooth touch by Carmelo BETANCOURT. I tell you, he has shown a little bit of everything today. He could drive, he could pass, and he could shoot. 54-53, black team in the lead, looking to add to it. Here's Mueller, nice spin in the lane, left-handed scoop shot, no good. Rebounded underneath by Maracos, and he can't connect on the lay-in. Ebro back the other way, white team now will slow things down. Working around the perimeter, Notice with 16 points. Backing his way to the bucket, turnaround jumper, and connects. A difficult shot by Dwayne Notice. Representing Canada very well here today, 55-54, 1-point lead for the white team now. The seesaw battle continues. Pangos off the elbow, nothing but net. So the Canadians start to heat up here in the fourth quarter. We got a little bit of Anthony Bennett early, well, Dwayne Notice and Kevin Pangos answering one another on both ends of the court. 8 minutes. BETANCOURT in control. Ebro puts up the 3 and connects. All of a sudden, it's raining threes for the white team. They are starting to catch fire after they cooled off in the second half. 58-56, 2-point lead for Herman Harried squad. Here's Pangos. Leaves it top of the key for De Silva. Tries to feed it inside, broken up. Ohms too wide for Notice, but he will somehow catch up with it. And a beautiful cross-court pass sets up Ebro. Ebro, though, off the mark from downtown. And Morocco's clears it out. Here's Sanchez in the corner from Spain. Plays for the best club in that country, Real Madrid. Pangos drives baseline, scooping layup up and in. Kevin Pangos doing a little bit of everything here in the fourth quarter. Hit a 15-footer, now takes it strong to the hole. And Pangos, not just known for his playmaking ability, he knows how to turn the switch and score. And BETANCOURT matches him with an off-balance jumper. So one point guard going head-to-head with another, and we are knotted at 58 with 6:42 remaining. Pangos off a screen. Puts up the jumper, this time can't connect. Loose ball tapped around. De Silva, his backcourt mate, will reset. 16 on the shot clock. Plenty of time for Mueller to work. 60-58, white team in front. Can the black team answer? De Silva splits two defenders, kicks it in the corner. The three off the mark by Pangos. But De Silva will track it down, and we're going to get a shot clock violation. So it will head back to the white team. But first, we'll get a timeout on the floor. 6:10 remaining. White team in front of the black team, 60-48. You are watching the Jordan Brand Classic International game right here on the High School Basketball Network. Want to remind you the Metropolitan AAU Championships are coming up in May. New York MetropolitanAAU.com. Head there for more information on this upcoming tournament. That's NYMetropolitanAAU.com. HSB Network TV, the High School Basketball Network, brings you the best that high school basketball has to offer. Can't make it to the game? Then watch it on the web right here at hsbnetwork.tv. Madison Square Garden, the site here in New York City for the Jordan Brand Classic regional and international games. Earlier today, it was the suburban team knocking off the city team. 137-133. Ryan Rooms out of Cardozo led the city team with 26. He shared MVP honors with Derek Williams out of St. Anthony for the suburban team. But right now it's all about the international players. A little bit of international flavor added to Madison Square Garden. Crowd getting into it. Part of a triple header here in New York City. Is the third annual installment of this contest. And it's 60-58 right now in favor of the white team. White team led by Dwayne Notice, the highly touted Canadian prospect. He was actually on his senior high school team at St. Michael's when he was a freshman. And he played as if he was a senior, averaging 30 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds in league play alone. And putting on a show here at Madison Square Garden. So it's the white team's possession out of the timeout. BETANCOURT looking for help from his teammates. A lot of movement without the ball. Working on Pangos. Out to Ebro. Straightaway three, in and out. And somehow Canducci is able to tap it in. So the Italian Stallion puts in the follow, and it's 62-58 in favor of the white team. Pangos, bounce pass, slow on the baseline to Yankeidis. Spins into Canducci. Out to Pangos. Pangos short on the three, and BETANCOURT comes down with it. The smallest guy on the court taking care of business in the corner to Notice, and Notice ring it up from downtown for Dwayne Notice. It is now a 16-6 run for the white team, and they are in command by 7, 65-58. Pangos. Excuse me, that was Marlowe, rather, with the left-handed layup. Taking over point guard duties on that play and finishing. So he pulls the black team within 5. And that ends that run. Notice, who just hit the triple for the white team, 23 points, 8 rebounds. Can he add to the